Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Right guys, I just want to talk about something that happened to me this week and it was really upsetting. Now as you're aware, as you're looking at the screen, it's coming up with Season 5 and you're probably thinking, you were much further than that in the last episode. I was, and I'll tell you why. I turned on my PS4 on Tuesday to do some racing on Ride 2 and it came up with a software update. Now we weren't due a software update, so I thought, why has this come up? But anyway, it done the software updates. It does its usual thing where it turns itself off and then reboots, but this time it didn't reboot, guys. I was panicking, why isn't it turning on? And I couldn't get my PS4 to turn back on. So I left it for a while, and when I did turn it back on, everything had gone. It would literally reset the whole PS4. And I was absolutely distraught. So I tried to go into the hard drive and check out if it's got any of my memory left, and it was all gone, guys. I lost everything I'd done on this PS4. It was over, oh god, about 700 or 800 gigs worth of stuff. I lost all Ride 2, Ride 1, Valentino Rossi the game, MXGP2, Project Cars, a set of course up, everything I had stored on the game. I went into to see what I had uploaded online, but I only had a various bits still uploaded and it wasn't a lot. So I've had to come back on Ride 2 and start from the beginning, guys, which is really upsetting. I purchased the bonus booster for the credits, so that's why you can see I've got loads of credits. I've got some of the bikes that I had before, but I'm not going to let this stop me, guys. There is loads of tours that we hadn't done anyway, so we're going to just start from that, and I will start getting this back to where we were. I hope you still enjoy it. Let's get straight into today's race and just keep on going, guys. Anyway, let's go. So here we go. Right guys, we're going to concentrate on one bike and one bike only in today's episode, but I am going to put a vote up at the end of the video for you to choose from, I think about 8 different bikes for the next race, and it's a tour that we haven't done before, so that is exciting, and so get your votes in. But the bike we're going to concentrate in today's episode is the Ducati, the really powerful Ducati. We've done one race on this previously, and I've just bought it back, upgraded it, and we're going to test it out, so here we go. Right guys, we're going to test this bike out around Monza. Now last time I had a go on this bike, I think we did a road circuit. I just want to see what it was like on a race circuit. Now last time I had a go on it, I found it really difficult to pull off on. It just bobbed up and down like a rabbit. So I've put anti-wheelie on full and see what that's going to see what it's like. So this is on default settings as well. I haven't done any setup. Let's get straight into the race. Right guys, so here we go with the first race of today's episode on the big powerful Ducati. Let's see if we can start off really well and get a win in this first race of today's episode. Let's put all that bad stuff in the past and just keep moving forward. And this bike is still difficult to pull up on with anti-wheelie on full. It bobs up and down like a rabbit, but we managed to get a bit of traction there, and we're up to P7. Right, let's try and get into this first chicane and try and take a few places. All gone onto the curb, don't make any contact with anyone else, and we're through. And again, it's so difficult to pull off on. You just got to gradually open the throttle, and sometimes you have to back off and reopen it, and that just threw me out there. Didn't want to make collision. And also guys, we had an update 1.30. They said that they fixed the collision from the AI. No, they didn't. It still happens quite frequently, and it is rather annoying. Please fix it because it's milestone, because it's really frustrating. And we've managed to get up to P2. Now we've really started up pretty well. God, we went straight across in front of me to slow it down. They're not that great in these corners, so try and take a tight line, and that's brilliant. So we managed just to mug that Suzuki in the corner, and what bike has bombed off? I'm not sure what bike that is, but let's see if we can catch up to it and see if we can get past it. This Ducati is very quick, but I find on the default settings it's not that great in the corners. Oh, I think it's the RC8 KTM. Now those bikes are really good handling, but it's not going to have the same sort of power this bike. So let's get straight into the slipstream and see if we can cane past it. This bike has got a really good top end. It's not on the highest gear ratio, so it's not going to have the highest top speed that it's capable of, but I think it's still going to be able to do over 190 odd, and we managed to speed with that bike in that corner, but it did try and touch my back wheel there, and this is where I start panicking, because before the update you go into the slow corners and they just run down the same line as you and crack you off. Now it's happened a few times since I've restarted the game, and I'm hoping it's not going to happen in today's episode. Into that first corner, we managed just to slow it down, being really careful in those corners, and see if we can get some grip. And it's still bobbing up and down. It is so frustrating. Now, you try and, I think in this series we're going to try and race this bike with no anti-wheelie on, because I think it would be very comical, because it's so powerful. It's one of the most powerful road bikes you can get. It's got well over 200 brake horsepower, and it's an absolute beast. Oh god, the Suzuki's caught up. Let's just try and pull away. As you can see, it's so hard to get the power down on this bike when it's bobbing up and down like that. But it's something you might be able to improve with the setup. But like I said, because I lost everything, I've also lost all the setup I did on each bike and all the circuits. So I'm going to have to start from the beginning again. Now I'm going to ride this bike on default settings throughout the episode. I'm not going to make any changes. And I think we might tackle the Nordschleife full circuit on this bike. I think it would be really interesting to see if we can do that, because the handling isn't that great, but it is a very powerful and quick and straight line. And we're managing to hold the lead, and we're actually pulling away, which is awesome in this second lap. As long as we don't make any mistakes, let's try and slow it down. Being really careful coming into the corners on this bike, because it does understeer quite a lot. See, it just doesn't like it. You just have to back off again, and then press that front brake, and then try and turn it in and reapply the power, and we've still managed to hold that, and that's a slightly quicker lap. Let's see if we can finish this off and get a win on this first race of the episode and slow it down. But I'm looking forward to going through this, and what I might do, guys, with some of the races that we've done already and some of the bikes we've bought already, we've already tried some of them out, guys. So when we do some of the importation events, what I might do, instead of choosing the same bikes that we choose before, we'll choose the other bike, because then it gives us the opportunity to experience the other bikes as well. And also some of the bikes that I buy as well, that I've bought, I'm going to try and select a different one as well. Now I bought this bike, and I had this one before, but the reason why I bought it, guys, is because I didn't really test it out. We had one race on it, and I don't think that's enough. I wanted to do a few races on it. And I'm not saying this is going to be was probably the best bike to buy and start off on, but it's the first one that came up when I went into Ducati. So that's what we're going to do. But we will, like I said, choose some different bikes. But we've got the vote at the end of the video, and that's for another tour that we haven't done and that we didn't do previously, so that should be interesting. Now, it's so quick through this section. We get right up to almost 190, slow it down, and oh god, just left the braking a little bit too late there. Just be careful and turn it over. Oh god, just caught the curb there. See what I mean? This bike's handling it, it's a bit stiff, and I think that Suzuki's just caught up slightly. So if we don't muck this last corner up, we should be okay. But it's just a change of direction. I find this bike just feels very awkward to turn in. It's not the best, but probably could improve it with a setup, but that's one thing we're probably going to have to look into. And I think we've done it just onto the curb. Right, let's bring that front wheel up. We might as well finish with a power wheelie, and there we go. So we get a win around Monza, and that wasn't too difficult. It's not the greatest into the corners, but we managed to get the win. And as I said at the start of the video, I also bought the booster pack, because I wanted to boost up my credits, because I lost everything. It's just a quicker way to boost the credits so I can buy loads of bikes for all the tours that we haven't done. Right, let's get into the next part of this episode, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, like I said, we're going to tackle the Nordschleife full circuit, and we're going to do it without making any adjustments to this Ducati. Let's see if we can get the gold. It's not going to be easy, because I think this bike's going to be really awkward, but we'll give it our best. So right, guys, so here we go with the Nordschleife full circuit, and let's see if we can get the goal the first time. It's not going to be the easiest on default settings on this bike, but I remember we did the Repsol Fireblade in this tour, and we managed to do it on that, but the Fireblade handles so much better than this bike. So we're just going to see if we can do it. If we come off, we come off. I'm just going to run it to the end and see if we can do it first time. It's not going to be easy, but let's see if we can do it, and off we go. See if we can get a good start here and just try and keep opening this bike. This bike has definitely got a good top end speed, and the acceleration isn't too bad. It's just into the slow corners where I'm going to struggle. Be careful, keep it nice and tight. You might just have to take it nice and steady through these sections, and it definitely doesn't like change of direction, and that's not bad through there. Keep off the curb, just trying to gently open the throttle. I'm not going to throttle it out of every corner, because I know this bike, even on anti-wheelie on full, it is an absolute nightmare. Right, that's not bad. Let's really open it through here. Let's slow it down as we get to that bit, because the body came does lift up, slow it down, turn it in. We are starting to get a little bit more experienced on this full circuit as we do more events on it, and hopefully as we get really into the walkthrough, we're going to put some cracking times. Now the last one we did in the one of the previous episodes, we took the awesome Kawasaki H2R and we did it in, I think, 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Now, but that was with alterations, and that bike is so goddamn quick. It's much quicker than this bike. But we'll see if I'm aiming to get the 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Oh God, made a mistake, don't come off. Oh God. So that's our first real mistake, and we got away with it. But like I said, I'm at least hoping to get to the gold. If I don't, I don't, but I'm going to give it my best. Right, let's just try and get through here. And again, as soon as you change direction, if you don't open the throttle at the right amount, the front wheel goes up, and that's where you have difficulty. And again, we've just gone off slightly. It's really difficult to turn this bike. Definitely going to have to fiddle with the suspension. If we do use this bike again in this walkthrough, let's try and get a nice smooth line through here. Now we know this section goes right into a tight left-hand turn down the bottom of this hill. Just try and get nice and tight. And I'm not sure what time we're running at. I didn't check if we were actually underneath the time at the split time. I wasn't paying attention. I'm just trying to concentrate on the corners. But next time it comes up, I will see if we are on course for maybe getting the gold. But it's the end of this circuit that I really do struggle on with these bikes without making adjustments. It's just when we have all those corners left to right really quickly, that's when this bike really struggles to be thrown around and get tight into the apex. Right, let's try and get a nice line through into here, really trying to slow it down. Now this section here is going to be really difficult for it. Slow it down, and this is where it's going to struggle, and look at it, it's doing its old bobbing up and down. So frustrating when that happens. It costs you so much time, and it takes a while to settle the bike down and actually get the power down. But this is something that you experience on quite a few bikes in this class, and you can overcome it. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, and we're actually running behind on that last split time, so we need to start speeding up and improving, otherwise we won't get the gold. But we can start opening it here. Be careful. I just went onto the grass slightly. Didn't really want to turn into that corner there. Just try and be careful through here. So we're coming almost halfway through this full circuit, and we're slightly behind on the time, so we're going to have to really start being better in the corners if we can. Right, this is a difficult section coming up. Let's just try and be careful through here. And when that back wheel bobs up, it affects your braking, and you've got to be careful. I sort of know this section quite well, and let's see if we can get a nice, decent speed around here. This section coming up here is really difficult to go around fast, and again, see, the back end bobbed up, and that really affected it, and we've hesitated, and we've managed to turn into that very well, and that's probably cost us a little bit more time, so I'm expecting us to still be behind on the split time. So it's gonna be down to the last sector. We're gonna have to really gas it as fast as we can and take a few risks. Now, if we get through this section okay, we should be alright. Now that's quite tricky through there. Right, let's open the throttle again through this section. Trying to keep that front wheel down, so that's where we're losing a lot of speed. And slow it down again. You've got to try and get as tight as you can into those corners, and at the moment we're not managing to do that, and that's going to be the difference between us getting the gold or the silver. Well, we might not even get the silver if we're losing time at each split point. We're coming up to another split point, and oh yes, we've managed to gain some time, so we're almost 2 seconds up on the time, which is awesome. We must have improved on there. Be careful. Just try to go a little bit of the side there. That's not too bad. You can get away with that. Just trying to be nice and gentle through these corners and try and keep it in the middle of the circuit, so we can prepare ourselves for the corners. Nice and tight through here. Right, slow it down. This is a really tricky turn. We've got to get right. Just hold it into that section, flip it over, and try and get again. See, again. As soon as I slowed it down, I couldn't get it tight in, and that's where that probably cost me a bit more time. But as long as we don't crash off, I'll be happy. Right, let's try and get through here. Oh God, onto the curb. God, they're really taking a risk through there, but we managed to get through there without coming off. Let's get nice and tight into this section. And we haven't got far to go, and I'm not sure what sort of time we're heading for. But as long as it's below that 7 minutes 10 seconds, I will be happy. Right, we're coming up to that long straight, so this is where we should be okay with the top end speed on this bike. We should be able to gas it and catch up if we are slightly lost a bit of time. And that's just up on that corner. Oh God, onto the grass, trying to get a tight line into there. And again, so we've made a few mistakes in this trial, but we're coming towards the end. If we can just nail these last few corners and not crash off, we might be able to get the gold. And it's all about experiencing different bikes. Now, this has been the best handling bike that we've had a go on. It's definitely not as good as the Repsol Fireblade, but I wanted to see what it was like after only having a go on it once. And the fact we lost all our bikes with the computer going haywire and losing all my data. And I think we've had a really good experience. Now, we might do one more event on this bike and then we will get into the boat for the next episode. Right, slowing down through here. Come on, just got to nail it. Looking at the time, we're coming towards the end. 7 minutes. Oh, it's going to be close, guys. I didn't think we'd be really fast. Right, last corner. Come on, don't let me down. Keep that front wheel down. It's going to be close. And yes, we manage it, but only just. So we managed it in 7 minutes and 8 seconds. It wasn't easy, guys. I struggled like hell on the default settings, but we made it to the end. And again, we boost up those credits. Right, I think, like I said, we're going to do one more event on this. I think there's a head-to-head to do in this tour, and we will try that. I think it's on that Argentinian circuit, which is really good and should suit this bike. Well, hopefully anyway. And we'll get straight into that now, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, we're going to get straight into a head-to-head. Now, this should be really good fun. Haven't done one of these in a while, so we'll get straight into it on the Ducati and see if we can do it. Right, guys, let's just check out the race objectives. So to get the goal, we need to overtake our opponent in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Now, let's hope that the bike we go up against isn't better in the corners, because there is some tricky corners on this circuit, but we'll try our best, so let's get straight into it. Right, guys, so here we go. Let's see if we can complete it. So we need to pass this bike that's just passed us in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So off we go. Now, this is got some tricky corners on it, so we're going to have to be really good in the corners. Slow it down. Try and get a nice turn in here. And again, it's bobbling up and down, not getting the power down, and the bike is pulling away slightly. But hopefully we should gain a little bit of time on it on the straights, because this bike is probably quicker in the straight line. Oh no, I couldn't stop. Oh, I fluffed it up already. Well, there you go. That wasn't a great first attempt, so I was disqualified. Wiping out your opponent isn't the way to complete the event, but we will jump straight in and have another go. So here we go. Right, so here we go with our second attempt. Let's see if we can get past him without smashing him off this time. Not the greatest start, I must admit, but I was going so fast, I was almost up to 180 miles an hour and just couldn't stop it. Oh, be careful, that's the back end there into that corner, slowing it down, and it's bobbing around. It really doesn't like it when you try and gas it out of corners. So hard to control, and let's see if we can catch him up a little bit on the straight, but not to plough into him this time. Slow it down early, and we've got, there you go. Again, it's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be on the default settings. This is going to be a difficult one to complete, but we'll just carry on going. Hopefully we can do it in a few attempts. So here we go with our third. Let's see if we can be third time lucky. Right, slow it down into that corner. Don't hit that bike. Oh God, almost went straight into that bike there, and it's bobbing up and down again. And let's see if we can just get the power down right. We're going to have to slow it down and get a little bit tighter into this corner, and hopefully not to make contact with any other, and just not overdo it on the back brake. Oh, that was much better. A little bit of contact there, but we managed just to slip up the inside, and we're getting close. This is brilliant. Oh, it goes to the right. It's a different version of this track that we haven't done yet. And no. I almost lost the back end. Now I'm going to struggle to get the power down. We managed just to regain ourselves. We're onto the curb, and he's pulling away. And looking at the time, we need to get past him soon. Let's see if we can hold the speed through that corner. Oh, that was awesome. Let's see if we can get past him. We should be able to do it. And we're going to get past him, are we? Right, we're past him. Slow it down. Slow it. Oh, I couldn't slow it down. Oh, but we're so close. Right, so here we go again. So we couldn't do it third time lucky. Let's see if we can do it on this fourth attempt. Now, some of these head-to-heads are really, really good. But they can be really challenging on bikes that don't handle very well, like this one. Right, that's not bad through there. Let's try and keep that front wheel down. Stay down. Bloody hell. Really, really difficult. I mean, against a bike that doesn't do this, you would have no chance on short circuits. You really wouldn't. Slow it down. You've only got the advantage on the long straights. And oh my God, wheel up. And that really cost us, but we managed to slow it down in that section. Slow it down into that corner. Be careful this time, a little bit tighter. Well, we learned from our mistake and we didn't go on the curb and he's still pulling away. Let's see if we can get a nice line through this corner. Be careful, don't overdo the back brake. Let's see if it's just sliding slightly and we've managed to get a good line through there. Right, we should be able to get past him in this corner now. If we can slow it down. Oh God, I went straight into that bike there. Slow it down and we're just going to hold it for a few seconds. And I thought he was going to go past, but we do it. Oh my God, that was close. Almost went straight into that bike that was going really slow. That was really close, but we managed to get the gold and we did it in 54.033. Not the quickest. I bet you could do it a lot quicker, probably on a different bike, but we managed to achieve it. Right, guys, we're going to get straight into a vote to what's coming next in the next episode, guys. So we're going to jump straight into that and see what's coming next there. Here we go. Right, guys, in the next episode, we're going to do the Superbike European Tour. Now, there's quite a few bikes to choose for these tours and quite a few races. We're going to do a few of these races in the next episode, and I think they're going to be brilliant races. Some really fast circuit races, and these are the bikes that I need you to vote for. Now, we haven't got any of these, guys. Like I said, I lost all my bikes, so I want you to choose one of these bikes, and the winning vote, I will buy the bike and we will race it around a few of those circuits. It's going to be really good. There's quite a few to choose from, and looking at the stats, they all look brilliant, but it's worth getting your vote in if you want to see a particular bike that's on this list. So get your votes in and I will see you soon in the next episode, guys. Bye bye.